empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan.
An incredible night last night. And now we calm down a little bit after last night. And we see what Aston Villa can do when they're faced with PSG away from home in their first leg. Well, folks, hello and welcome aboard. My name is Tom, and I'll bring you the watch today about 74 PSG take on Aston Villa live in the UEFA Champions League quarter-final first legs. If you do watching on the replay, please do make sure that you are leaving a like on the subscribe button if you are new. And thank you very much indeed, folks. Everybody's joining us here today. Kickoff is coming your way at 8 o'clock in the UEFA Champions League for PSG, who take on Villa. And let's go over to our interior view of the Parc des Princes, and let's put our overlay on your screen so that you can see our graphics and lineups and anything else that you might want to see that features on the overlay tonight. And yes, PSG decided to do that stupid moving lineup on their social media. I do not get why clubs such as PSG and Manchester United do that kind of thing just to annoy us creators. But they did. So we've gone for an alternate source. And as you can see, it is now the players' faces. But not the PSG original lineup, which is provided by social media. Villa, though, on the other hand, didn't mess about. There you go. Got the nice star in the middle of the image, which includes their lineup. Well, yesterday it really was bend it like rice. Oh, bend it like rice. Bend it like him, mate. Oh, bend it like rice, man. Sensational night yesterday at the Emirates. Really was. Absolutely loved that win. One of the most unforgettable and historic nights in a long, long time. I mean, obviously, we have got the record of not conceding a goal to Real Madrid and obviously being unbeaten against them in our history. But last night was insane. Those 2 free kicks were some of the best in UCL history, and an absolutely amazing night. And obviously, Bernabeu is coming, a week today. We've got to be ready for that. We're holding a 3-0 lead, yeah. When Real Madrid ever overturned a 3-0 deficit over 2 legs, but we cannot get carried away. And that most certainly shan't happen. Shan't happen. Yeah, can't happen and shan't. Because if we do let it happen, we're in a bit of shit, aren't we? After a great performance in the first leg. So what I'm saying is let's not throw it away. Let's not just go and throw it away through complacency or whatever it might be. Let's just get the job done. Once again, tonight's bets are being placed with Coral for the last time this week because obviously, of course, I won't be live for the next 2 days after today. We've gone for the midweek football thing. Again, no insurance. Don't know why Coral do it, but don't do it. But there you go. So Barcelona to win, PSG to win. A draw between Oxford United and QPR. Plymouth Argyle, Coventry City all to win 50p. To return £8, £18.45. No insurance. And so that means that obviously if one lets me down on the 5 folds there, yes, for sure, I will have the insurance back for the rest of the week because obviously, of course, when I am, I'd like to have the insurance whilst I'm not keeping an eye on the scores tomorrow, if you know what I mean, throughout the Europa League. So I'll have the insurance. And obviously on Saturday, it will be a customary that we go to Ladbrokes. So there you go. Right, folks, let's get that team news out to you guys. Then at the Parc des Princes this evening, it is PSG who take on Aston Villa. Here we go. Kickoff is in around about 10 minutes. Let's have a look at your team news, match information. And also tonight, we've got Barcelona hosting Borussia Dortmund at Camp Nou. And our interest will be within that game as well as it goes on. But obviously the main focus is on the Champions League fixtures now between PSG and Aston Villa. Both games live on TNT Sports. This one is live on TNT Sports 1 HD and TNT Sports Ultimate, as all Wednesday Champions League fixtures are live on TNT Sports. There's none on Prime, obviously, but yesterday we were on Prime. The Arsenal John Champion with one of the champion commentary performances, shall we say? There you go. Yeah, great commentary from John Champion yesterday. When he gets excited, John, he gets a really good voice on him. And for me, I think Darren Fletcher's not going to meet that level today. With all due respect to Darren Fletcher, he ain't going to meet that level, is he? Let's not even lie about it. Fletcher ain't meeting that level. Fletch is not going to meet that level. There you go, your two games live on the screen for you. Barcelona taking on Borussia Dortmund, but PSG against Aston Villa is what we're going to be focusing on this evening at the Parc des Princes. Get your scoreline predictions and your votes on the poll in the comment section on that poll. Let us know who you think is going to win this first leg in the Champions League. And tomorrow, of course, there are Europa League and Europa Conference League clashes taking place in the first legs. Tottenham are up against Eintracht Frankfurt. I think it is either Lyon or Athletic Club for Manchester United. And Chelsea, I have no idea who they're facing. Let's just not even lie about it. I have no idea who Chelsea are facing. Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. We're just waiting on the screen to change itself for you guys. There you go. It has changed. It has changed. It has changed. Here we go. Your team news and your match information. Let's have a little look at the news. Okay, let's start with PSG, who begin with Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal, laid back for today of Pacho, Nuno Mendes, Lucas Beraldo, and Hakimi, the captain. Plays behind a midfield three of João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz. But leading the front is a front three of Doué, Dembele, Ousmane Dembele, of course, and I think his name is Kavicha Kvaratskhelia. Such a hash of a name. Great player, though, Kvaratskhelia. On the bench for PSG, each team has got an equal amount of players. So there's one suspension for PSG, none for Villa. Safanov, Tenas, and Tenas are the two goalkeepers on the bench. Kimpembe, Gonçalo Ramos, Lee, Hernandez, Mayulu, Barcola, Zaya Emery, and Mbai are on the bench. Marquinhos is suspended for PSG. Let's move on to Aston Villa. We begin with Emiliano Martinez, of course, the former Arsenal keeper, now flourishing at Villa in the between the sticks. The back four is Lugadinha, Pau Torres, Ezri Konsa, and Matty Cash. Playing behind a midfield, which is split into two parts, a defensive two of Boubacar Kamara and Yuri Tielemans, playing behind that attacking midfield three of Jacob Ramsey, John McGinn, the captain for Villa tonight, and Morgan Rogers. But leading the front by himself is the lone striker of Marcus Rashford. And on Villa's bench, Ollie Watkins. This is a huge call. Watkins has been benched, people. The man who's been slapped on my branding tonight is on the bench. Wow. Big call that from Unai Emery. And maybe Marco Asensio should be starting as well. Robin Olsen, Proctor, Axel Disasi, signed from Chelsea. Of course, whether it's a loan or not, I am unaware. Tyrone Mings, Ross Barkley, Ollie Watkins, Marco Asensio, Ian Martin, Amadou Onana, and Emmanuel Bogada on that Villa bench. Let's move down to your team news. Your form guides. And both teams have got 5-game winning streaks, so no need to really analyse any of that, but both on winning form. The Parc des Princes is the stadium tonight, of course. It's a clear night with the pitch being excellent humidity at 39% with wind speeds of just under 11 kilometers an hour and 15-degree heat at the Parc des Princes. Moving on to the officiating team, who is Maurizio Mariani from Italy. Then the assistants of him are Daniele Bindoni and Alberto Tigoni. Full official is Simone Sosa. VAR is Marco Di Bello. And the VAR assistant is Luca Piretto. It is a full Italian refereeing team for this one between the Paris Saint-Germain and the Aston of the Villa in Birmingham. There you go. Let's get ourselves ready for kick-off then for PSG against Villa. I am still buzzing, by the way, about last night. And I do wish that this game was on Prime, because I would happily listen to John Fat Champion's voice again. If you guys could guess how many times I've replayed that game today, I will give you 100 quid. I'm just kidding. I won't give you 100 quid, but you won't be able to guess. Anyway. Well, let's move into TNT Sports, where we can find the match. So the Parc des Princes ready. Luis Enrique is seated. Not sure about the whereabouts of Unai Emery. But one thing is sure, that this place, the Parc des Princes, is absolutely ready for a Champions League clash against Aston Villa. The question is for the villains, can they have the factor that we had yesterday against Real Madrid here at the Parc des Princes? We're about to find out. So pre-match preparations going on at the Parc des Princes now, and the teams are just lining up for all their usual duties on a Champions League night. Yeah, I've noticed that Martinez got a little bit of ink tattooing, whatever it is, or hair dye on just the side of his head. Right then, the Champions League anthem blasted around the stadium. The players have done their duties. Let's get ready to go for this one tonight. The second of 4 semi-finals taking place. Sorry, the second out of 4 that we'll be having live here on the channel tonight. We will do both of them again next weekend in the Champions League. We'll have the exact same rolling order for next weekend, for next week. Champions League, of course. I think Villa are live on Prime next week. On Tuesday, and of course our second leg is going to be covered by TNT. I mean, that's just a doubt. It just drops the mood a little bit, you know what I mean? Because Prime covered that magnificently yesterday. Let's go through the remainders of my bets. We've gone for £2.50 for PSG to get the win tonight, and of course PSG, Barcelona, and Coventry City all to win. Enhanced stacker, 2-in-1 odds shaved off for 9-4, and that one will return £1.63 off a 50p stake. So the maximum. So today we've got £3.50 in play across 3 slips. Let's see how much we can win. Of course, that nice little fee of £3.50 back off a £2.50 stake for PSG to win. returning precisely a quid. And the maximum returns, you're looking at around the £22 to £23 mark for the bets that I've placed. Right, the clock's hit 8 o'clock. We're just about ready to go. Let's get the scoreboards up and ready. And here we go. The villains in white have got us going. Let's see what Villa can do at the Grand Old Parc des Princes, which I can rest assure you will be a cauldron of Parisian noise and anger. I can immediately hear whistles being blown around the stadium, constant whistling to create tension. And let's get the lineups in full view so that the scoreboard on UEFA.com will piss off. And of course, we have got that little bit more delay tonight, obviously, because we're not on Prime, and we've not got the low latency. It's going to be about a 1 to 2 minute delay, I think, really here, which is a standard for these types of streams. I expect, really, of TNT for it to be about just a minute or so, minute and 10, whatever. And chat is quiet again tonight. We've not had anybody come in and chat, so we'd like to hear from you guys in the chat if you it'd be so nice to do that. And we've also had 0 votes on our poll. We have had people come in. I have seen that, and there are people in here, but they are not Ousmane Dembele. Shots over the bar from him. Yeah, plays that one over the bar. Dembele gets himself in a good position, running at the Villa defence for the first time. Well, there's Luis Enrique. Red streaks from the either side of his nose down to the bottom of his moustache. And a bit of a stressed face. You can tell by his eyes and all that a lot. But PSG functioned right in both legs against Liverpool. The only difference was the result didn't quite come for them here at the Parc des Princes, but in the second leg, they did deliver. And the question is tonight, can they deliver against a team they've probably not ever come across before? or at least for a very long time. Kvaratskhelia. It's a nice burst of acceleration. And Neves has laid it off. And that's a good effort straight at Martinez. Vitinha. Yeah, they were taking their time, working their way around the box. And eventually it's Vitinha who says, right, I'm going to shoot. Probably lacks the power. Straight at Martinez. Kvaratskhelia has been fouled. Yeah, push there by Cash. Bit surprised that Matty Cash has fit the bill tonight, but there you go. It doesn't fit well with me that Rashford started over Watkins, to be honest with you. That's going to be given as offside there. Dembele made the run too early. And Villa will get a free kick and some possession of the ball. After a rather quick start from PSG, a positive start with that. Vitinha. Vitinha. This is going to be Fabian Ruiz who's going to bring PSG forward. I've said Real Madrid that many times last night that I'm still got it in my head. And that's going to be a corner, the first one of the game. Came off, I believe, Jacob Ramsey. Lovely ball in. Kvaratskhelia. Oh, he was tripped. That might be a pen. And that's a great follow-up. And it'll be Martinez conceding a corner. Kvaratskhelia, it's a jab out from Kamara. And VAR. I've checked it, but it's complete. There won't be a penalty for that one. Dembele, it's going to be no. I thought that had come off Cash. I thought it was clever, Dembele, but didn't get that touch to deflect it out for the corner. It's a sprawling save from Martinez, nevertheless, by the way, penalty or not. Here's Kvaratskhelia. Doué, Vitinha, back to Doué, and then Vitinha again. So all PSG in the minute. And Villa have got almost everybody back. The main back is looking like a back 5 to back 6, and that's been played in nicely. It's onside. Vitinha again. And now it's worked out wide left to Kvaratskhelia. Kavici Kvaratskhelia twisting and turning, plays it into Nuno Mendes, I think it was, who attempted to shoot in the end. I think he's gone for a goal kick as well, no corner. Yeah, Kvaratskhelia, brilliant movement down that left-hand side, twisting and turning and causing all kinds of problems with the balls that he's putting in. Now, one thing I will say is if we do have to come across PSG, I think that that's going to be the case if we do get through against Real Madrid, and it's PSG who we face, we're going to have a really tough time. I think we may actually have a tougher time here at the Parc des Princes as opposed to the Bernabeu in some way. I mean, I know the Bernabeu is a cathedral and it's Real Madrid, but I have seen teams like Liverpool very, very much struggle here. On the contrary, we've beaten them at home already in this competition, so I don't really have a problem at home, and there's Tukes. Anyway, it's lovely movement, by the way, once again. Nice flick. Hakimi. And out by Concert. Ramsey trying to shield, but under major pressure there from Hakimi. It's non-stop PSG pressure and movement at the minute. Kvaratskhelia down that left again. Looking to cause more trouble. And that's a ball that didn't have a target. Can't get out of the minute. I mean, it's the first time they spread. At the minute it's a back 3, but how long will that be for? McGinn, he's been pulled back. It'll be a free kick, and it's the first time really the Villa have accelerated out of their own half. And it's a good little tussle from McGinn. Gets himself out of trouble. Gets sort of caught back up. Wins that foul for his team. And let's see if Villa can now string a few passes together and get a bit of movement, up the pitch in PSG's half and let PSG know that we are here. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And yes, to much sincerity, if we do have to face PSG and we do get through against Real Madrid, I am extremely grateful for the fact that the first leg is going to be away, as far as I'm aware. And that is a very, very big relief to me because it might, and I'm not even being optimistic here, but it might work against Real Madrid. It might just have worked because we turned up in that first leg and we've won 3-0. It might work with Real Madrid, but I do not feel as though if it was a case of the winner of Arsenal Real Madrid over 2 legs facing PSG at home, I don't feel that would work for Arsenal. I think that it would be a case of PSG would make it very, very difficult for us, and we'd have a really tough time at the Parc des Princes. So I am grateful for the fact that if we do get through against Real Madrid, as I said, then at least the away leg can be done first, and we can do what we need to do at home. And I, of course, will be there for that. That's Vitinha. Capici Kvaratskhelia. And it's another great PSG move. It's a great ball. Martinez did smother. And the assistants has said corner, but the referee has overruled that decision. Well, Ramsey was switched up. I mean, I don't know why Ramsey's played a defensive role there, but he is. And PSG are just harassing at the minute, aren't they, really? Well, that's good play there from Konsa there to draw the foul. Came across Dembele, teased him a bit, and said, come and foul me, and he won the foul. So 0-0. And PSG dominating the attempts. They had 5 attempts, 141 passes completed as opposed to 18. No attempts for Villa, and 74% of the ball to a 26% for Villa. And Matty Cash, yeah, he had a horror moment early on in the first half. He was rash, and now he's been booked. I feel as though Matty Cash is out of place in fixtures as big as this, to be honest with you. I don't feel as though Matty Cash is a UCL player. I think he's a bit like Miles Lewis Skelly, where in big moments he can lose his head. Or, well, actually, no. And Lewis Skelly's not lost his head in the big games, and I'm mightily relieved for that. It's the smaller games against your Wolveses and your Evertons where Lewis Skelly has got a bit, But Cash here tonight, yeah, no, he's had a warning. He's done it again, and he's been booked. And I can't overrule the ref and say, look, well, no, I think you're wrong, mate. And he doesn't deserve it. He deserves it. It's 2 bad challenges, 2 bits of rash play. And I almost feel like the Villa, an opponent that we found easy in the league phase. Well, now I've been through the first leg. At the minute, you would argue that Villa's opponent is a more difficult one than the one we've got. I can't believe I'm even saying that, but it just feels that way. I mean, the way PSG treated Liverpool. It's going to be interesting how the second leg of both ties pans out next week. It's going to be really intriguing, to be fair with you. Push that. Dembele to Doué. That'll be a free kick. So PSG, free kick. And there's Kamara beat Doué to the ball. So 0-0 so far. Still got a good 24 minutes to go until half time. Villa have managed to stay unscathed in this first 22 minutes or so in the first half. And Rodgers, in a great season, he plays a great ball to Rashford. Ramsey, yeah. Push from Kvaratskhelia. Free kick. And I've just noticed as well, obviously because you guys are chatting, I can't get any feedback on whether or not the audio is bad. I've just checked it. I've changed it. So if there was any audio issues, which obviously you guys haven't mentioned, I don't know why. You haven't talked to me really yet, but yeah. Ryan is here there. How you doing, Ryan? Good to see you. Welcome aboard. Yeah, I have checked the chat. It was working. So yeah, there you go. There was a supposed issue with the chat reported by Flix the other day. And I won't lie, we aren't a stranger to chat issues. You know what I mean? We have had it before. But yeah, it definitely wasn't the case when Flix reported that a couple of days ago. And there is a Myanmar humanitarian appeal being advertised on my screen right now. But what I was going to say was, before that came up, is there is an injury here at the minute. Stoppage. On the night tonight or over the 2 legs? If that's on the night tonight, I would say crazy prediction. If it was over the 2 legs, I would say realistic. So we're back underway. It was Ramsey who was down stricken. We've got about 21 minutes to go in the first half here. on the night. What a prediction, man. 5-4. If I see 9 goals tonight, Jesus Christ. I couldn't believe I saw 3 last night, and all 3 of them were for us. I was like, wow, 3 for us, none for Real. Thank you. That was not how I was feeling, mate. I was stunned last night. And McGinn, why has he tried that from all that way out? I'm not even going to try and say that's a lob, because it's not. Donnarumma's pretty much within his 6-yard box. There's no way that's a lob. I mean, look, unlike David Raya and other goalkeepers that you see, Donnarumma, no matter where the player is, he stayed in his 18-yard box, 60-yard box, ready for danger. So he's not going to get lobbed, is he? Oh, lovely ball clipped in by Kvaratskhelia. Great weight on it. Martinez did well while dealing with it. It's Ousmane Dembele and Kvaratskhelia. Continuing to harass and cause trouble. But again, away by Martinez and Villa. They've handled it well. They've been under a lot of pressure. Haven't conceded too many chances. But most importantly, haven't conceded a goal. Well, hang on a minute, though. Nuno Mendes definitely will win a corner, because the flag stayed down, came back off Boubacar Kamara. So Kvaratskhelia. Short one. And it was a great ball into the centre. Maybe it lacked the height. Rashford looking to counter and burst. And Ramsey caught trying to sort his feet out really there as that ball was sent towards him. Couldn't get a foothold on it. And PSG, in response, nabbed the ball back and looked to go on the attack. Doué. That's Dembele. Doué. Excellent feet. And still Doué goes. There's no foul there. Kvaratskhelia. Down that left for PSG. Approaching half-hour mark. Still all square and 0-0. Doué. Not too bad of a cross. Dealt with and cleared as far as Nuno Mendes. Vitinha. Still Vitinha. And we've got a goal alert to bring you as well. It's Rafinha and Barcelona are ahead. So there is a goal alert to bring you. Barcelona have taken the lead against Borussia Dortmund. The former Leeds United man Rafinha has put Barcelona ahead. 1-0 on the night and in the tie. And you can't say that it comes of too much surprise. Here's Rashford for Villa. Here's Yuri Tielemans. And the question is, how long can Villa keep the ball and how can they actually progress here? On the offensive and on the attack. Jacob Ramsey. Douay. Still 0-0 and all square. Vici Kvaratskhelia. Vitinha. Straight from Dembele, just moving around, and well, that though was misplaced. Rodgers trying to get it under control and bring Villa forward, but it's not going to work out for him. Pacho dealt with him well and got the ball back to Gianluigi Donnarumma. Bend it like rice. Oh my God. What a night for Arsenal. Amazing. Amazing. I must have watched the highlights reel over 100 times today. Fucking hell. Oh my God. Like, I just can't get that game out of my head now. That's it, man. Just, no. Prime Video's YouTube's view rate must be through the roof. I swear to God. Arsenal fans will be spamming that bit of John Champion commentary for the first free kick. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, but for the next leg, next Wednesday, Darren Fletcher will be on commentary, and it'll be nowhere as near as good as John Champion. I'm not having it, man. Yeah, John Champion is better for the Arsenal games, man, than Darren Fletcher, who, don't get me wrong, is a good commentator, but for Arsenal, it's got to be John Champion. And John McGinnis, good play. He's dispossessed Nuno Mendes, and Villa are moving, and Rashford's played in Yuri Tielemans. It's a huge chance. It's an open goal. Morgan Rodgers, wow. Goodness. Well, Prince William is celebrating. It's a shock, and it's an Aston Villa one. All that PSG pressure and domination. One counter break. But no, I think that's onside. I think it's onside. I mean, I'm questioning for an offside here. Well, there we go. The goal's confirmed. It's a shock. Villa lead here. And PSG, after all that domination, where do they go from here? You would like to think that they'll find a way to respond, but you can't be so certain of that. Nine minutes in the first half remain. An unexpected deadlock breaker from Villa, who very rarely got out of their own half in his first half, but Vitinha. Fabian Ruiz and Dembele. And it's a good exchange. It's Dembele. It's deflected. Cleared away by Cash. Kvaratskhelia down the left. Kavici Kvaratskhelia. And it meets the Villa defence and only the Villa defence. Morgan Rogers has been caught there. Free kick to Villa. And there's that frustration. If anything, it looks like Morgan Rogers is pulling Nuno Mendes there, but I'm not going to argue. I'm not a fan of either club. But no matter what happens, PSG will win the second leg. I have no doubt about that in my head. I'll be very surprised if Villa come out of these two legs. Of course, Villa are live on Prime next week at Villa Park, and we'll have it. And the great thing about Prime is, I'll tell you what the great thing about Prime is as well. You hear all the broadcasters going, right, we're going over our slot, you know what I mean, our designated slot for time. There'll be none of that. The game goes to extra time next week on Tuesday. We'll hear none of this. Oh, Emmerdale might be delayed, or the news might be delayed, or something like that, or whatever. Or whatever they've got on next might be delayed. No. It's a streaming service, and that might have crossed the line. Martinez sort of clawed it back. Did it cross? Well. Good reaction. Doué. Oh, lovely. Absolute beauty from Doué. PSG level. What a sensational goal for the teenager, Doué. 1-1 in the nick of time, and PSG are straight back in it. It's a great finish from Douay. I can get a replay on this. It looks to me as though he scoops it from out of the ground and gets that beautiful curl on it. Here we are. It reaches him. And he just shifts himself a little bit. And he scoops it out of the ground and he gets that curl into the top corner. What a lovely finish from Douay. He just scooped it. It's spinning and it may go in off the bar or the roof of the net. Nevertheless, it's 1-1. And it's a great finish from Douay. There you go. Desiree Douay with an equaliser. I wonder how old he is. He's a teenager, that's for sure. Oh, great play, great break. This could be for PSG as well. Hakimi, Kvaratskhelia is demanding. And it's a great switch from Douay. Right onto his feet. Kvaratskhelia, outcrowded, good defensive play in the end from Villa. Yeah, 3-on-1. Closing him down, tag teaming him. Good work to close off that attack. And Marcus Rashford it's either Nuno Mendes or Dembele down there rolling around. There's the goal line technology. Look, yeah, it was a fumble by Martinez and he just scoops it off the line in the nick of time. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. 1-1. Kvaratskhelia. And it's a great burst of acceleration from Ousmane Dembele. And it's going to be Douay again. Desiree Douay feeds Kvaratskhelia, who wanted to shoot. It had some kind of block in it, which took the tenacity off the shot. And that's gone for a corner. It's quick and short from Kvaratskhelia. Here's Desiree Douay. And Douay looking to shoot again. And the palms of Martinez are burned. And there'll be another chance for Douay. Couldn't keep the shot down. But PSG continuing to have lots of chances to draw big saves from Martinez. And not a lot has changed, has it, since Villa got that opener? About PSG and their attitude. It was a shock, really, when Villa scored that goal. Came from absolutely nowhere. Last minute of the half here. And here's Nuno Mendes. Dembele. John McGinn's giving it away to Patiño. Great feet, and it's going to peter out in the end. It's going to come straight back though for them. Too heavy for Rashford. And PSG is recycling and being aggressive, trying to always get through non-stop. It's their game. And it works. It's a beautiful ball. They've kept it in. Hakimi. And Dembele. We're going to see 2 more minutes at the end of the first half. That's 2 additional minutes here at the end. Oh, here's Desir Doué. Digs his shot. Big block in there. Vital block, must I say. And Rashford on the Villa counter. Yuri Tielemans to Luca Digne. Half of the 2 minutes gone. Ramsey. We've got about 20 seconds left. It'll be the last attack of the game for it's in the first half here. Villa Kamara. Man. And offside, yeah, offside. And he's blown the half-time whistle a few seconds early, nevertheless. Half-time score is 1-1. And, well, they've been dominant, haven't they, PSG? And it was a shot goal to open it for Villa. It really was. It was a shot goal to open it. And the half-time score at the break. Aston Villa 1. And it's Paris Saint-Germain 1 at the Parc des Princes. Half-time once again. 1-1. I'm going to take a very quick break, folks. I'll be on an intermission. My face will go off the screen. I'm just going to get myself refreshed with the fluids, and then we'll get to work analysing that first half of action here. So, quick intermission break, and then I'll be right back on your screen after the intermission screen has come back off. So, back in a moment, just going to refresh. Here we go. Right, folks, there we go. I've had my minute to get my fluids down me. And we are back, folks. Let's talk about that first half then. Yeah, PSG playing exactly the game that you would expect them to play. Dominant, causing a lot of problems defensively for the opponents. And indeed, that's what they did. Harassed. It was constant harassment, really, for Villa. Let's not even lie about it. But Villa got that opening goal, and you were thinking that was going to change things, but not really, actually. When we saw the first half, obviously, because, after that goal, PSG responded very quickly. PSG responded very quickly through Doué, and it was a great finish by Doué. The Morgan Rogers one for Villa, it was more or less a kind of team goal. Worked well across the box. Tap in, if you like. The second one from Doué, that was just a remarkable finish. And it's a compliment to how PSG have played in the first half. And how you doing, Kumar? Good to see you and welcome aboard to you, Kumar. Kumar Singh is singing away. What are you thinking about the Tottenham tomorrow, matey, against Eintracht Frankfurt? At home, of course, just like Arsenal. Spurs at home in their first leg. It was a great day for football. Yeah, you may not be affected, but let me tell you something right now, yeah? Some teams will be very, very happy because our result yesterday actually meant that the UEFA coefficient for England was high enough that 5th place this year will get a Champions League spot. So have that. Yeah, we've done whoever's going to finish 5th a massive favour. Yeah, because we won yesterday. Yeah, I don't know if there's any further detail into how, no, mate. Just Champions League until Arsenal Villa get knocked. Listen, until Arsenal Villa get knocked out, it'll be Champions League only. All right. If Villa get knocked out or Arsenal get knocked out, then absolutely 1000% we'll be, making even Stevens. But whilst both these two English clubs are still in the competition, we'll be doing Champions League only. All right. Because at the end of the day, in terms of Europe, my real aim here, as your presenter, is to focus on the competition that my club are in. And it's at that stage as well where it needs to be that way. But if Arsenal are going to go out, then absolutely I'll put some focus on the Europa League or the Conference League, whatever that may be. I mean, the Conference League is going to be a bit of a binner, really, to be fair, because obviously it's only Chelsea in it. Next season it should be more interesting because I feel like we'll get a different type of lower club in it. You know what I mean? Let's face it, Chelsea are absolutely dominating and just going wild in that league, aren't they? It's too low for them. It's not Chelsea's level at all, that Conference League. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that Conference League is definitely not Chelsea's level at all, in my eyes. It's too easy for Chelsea in that Conference League. I mean, Liverpool found it difficult in the Europa League, so I would argue that maybe it was going to be the Europa League that was right for Chelsea. But obviously, because Manchester United won the FA Cup, it means that an extra Europa League spot was taken, and that meant that the Conference League place went to 6th place. And that's why Newcastle didn't get Europe. So Chelsea technically qualified for the Europa League, but because Manchester United won the FA Cup, that meant they qualified for the Europa League, and that Europa League spot was stolen. And in consequence, it was only the top 6 that would qualify for Europe, meaning that Chelsea had to put up with the Conference League. But it's too easy for them in that. and it's made the competition not very interesting for the neutral like me, because Chelsea simply, by no real fault of their own, have been put into the Conference League. And the only reason why they're in the Conference League, once again I reiterate, is because Manchester United won the FA Cup, meaning that the Europa League spot was stolen from Chelsea. Because it is a rule in the FA Cup that the team that lifts the trophy, if they have not qualified for Europe, you know what I mean, lower than the Europa League, or higher than the Champions League, whatever, they get Europa League. So that's where I'm at with that one. And that is why there's been no real showcasing of the green this season. You know what I mean? The green of the Conference League, you know, on here. I have got Conference League branding, but I've not shown it. Okay, Jonathan, it's a good evening. How are you doing? Welcome into you. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. I bet you guys are pleased, aren't you, that Arsenal yesterday just made sure that the coefficient was high enough to secure that fifth place spot. You guys must be breathing a bit of sigh of relief right now, knowing that if you finish fifth, you still are going to qualify for the UCL. It will definitely be a lot, some stress taken away from the likes of Newcastle, Chelsea, Man City, who are all battling for Champions League, and now I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. And I'm also glad at the same time that we'll be able to do something for England, obviously, because it's nice to know that, you know, when we've achieved something, it's giving back to the Premier League a little bit, you know, because for the other teams, I get it. You know what I mean? I've been through it, right? You know, that Champions League tussle, you know what I mean, for the top four. So for us to be able to be the team to say, look, the coefficient is sorted, your fifth place spot will get a Champions League is great. And it means also there'll be 8 places in Europe. You know what I mean? 6 and 7 will get Europa League. And obviously, 8th will get Conference League. Unless, of course, it's an FA Cup win, which wins the Europa League for a team. For Nottingham Forest, if they win the Europa League, if they win the FA Cup, that will not apply for them because they are already qualified for the Champions League pretty much. Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Very nice. I like it. It's a nice selfie. And I believe that off the tiny picture that I can see on my screen, Jonathan is wearing a light blue button-up shirt. And I think you've got brown/blonde hair, kind of, and a white top on. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's so much bigger on the EFL stuff. Like, I shouldn't really do this, you know what I mean? Because obviously it's all part of my branding that, you know, the minimal brand is used for UEFA competition. But look how much bigger that picture becomes when we're on EFL stuff. Oh, lovely, yeah. Nice birthday meal. I do have to ask you guys something as well. Like, genuinely speaking, what is your favourite scoreboard on this channel? Like, I want to know. Is it the minimal brand for the UEFA competitions? Is it the block which is for FIFA, FA Cup, and any other competition that is not hosted by like the likes of UEFA or the EFL or the Premier League? Or do you like the bubble, which is for the Premier League and top divisions? Or do you like the EFL one? You like you like the bubble, do you? You like the bubble? I'll be honest with you. This one actually is my favourite. I'm not even going to lie to you about it. I just like the swiftness about it, and I like the fact that, you know what I mean, it just looks stylish because you've got that little tag, haven't you? You've got the blue tag instead of the whole blue scoreboard. You've just got that blue tag. Do you know what I mean? You know, a little colour tag to tell you what competition it is. But the reason why I've done it like this is so that people can sort of understand as regulars, you know what I mean, what competition they're watching or who's hosting it. You know what I mean, the caliber. Because when you see that little colour tag and the black, you know that it's hosted by UEFA. Or if you see the bubble, you know that you're watching a top division. It is. It is, and there's no lying about that. There's no lying about that. Well, let me tell you something, guys. The EFL branding may start to fade away a little bit, you know what I mean? Because we're kind of getting towards the end of the EFL season. The football is running out, guys. I must not lie to you about this kind of stuff. The football is running out. So that EFL branding will start to become less now. But what I want to reassure you of is the fact that we have got playoffs, of course. And I am so excited for those. So it's not going to be totally out, but you will start to see less of that EFL branding now. And it's this stage of the season after the Carabao Cup final's gone where we start to see less EFL content to do. Do you know what I mean? The main focus will be on the Premier League, the Champions League, you know what I mean? And the FA Cup, of course, you know, now. It's just the way the season's set up. So that after the new year, you're kind of getting towards the very end of the Carabao Cup. But at the start of the season, up until Christmas time, it's Carabao Cup. It's your Premier League. You've got the international breaks. You've got your Champions League phases at the beginning of the knockout phases. Not confirmed yet, I don't think. Not confirmed just yet. But I will have a look on my news radar in a little bit. And I will get the... Piss off. Piss off. You're a robot. Go away. Thank you. Annoying thing. Fabrizio said yes. If it's not confirmed by a sports outlet, if it's not been confirmed by Sky, I ain't believing it, mate. Sorry, Fabrizio ain't always right. Here we go. Your second half. And next week, by the way, on Tuesday and Wednesday, when you see these minimal scoreboards with the blue tag and the black majority, obviously, remember they will be bigger because next week there will be aggregates added to the scoreboards. Do you remember for the second legs there will be aggregates on the scoreboards? They will look bigger, but all for good purpose. And Arsenal have got a very sweet aggregate score going into the Bernabeu a week today. And by the way, please, just do not let that Brentford game get in the way of being our best at the Bernabeu. Arsenal and Spurs, maybe, yes, or Arsenal and Chelsea. No, I've heard more from Luke, to be fair, of recent, than actual Josh, really. I don't even know if he's live tonight. I bet you he is. Yeah, of course he is. There you go. In fact, he's exactly level with me as well. We are literally, our clocks are bang on level with each other. Makes a change, but it is the case. Oh, we are. Chelsea are the clown club. Arsenal are the best. Fulham are the classic club. And Spurs, well, they haven't won many trophies, but they are better than Chelsea. Clown Club Chelsea, 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 Clown Club. I wouldn't even call them bottle jobs. I'd just call them trophyless, mate. They don't really bottle things. And oh, Kavici Kvaratskhelia. Well. We have an early first, second half goal. And it's a Paris Saint-Germain one. This man, he is a sensation. We'll have to wait and see, Kamar. So do I, really. So do I. But we'll have to see what happens live on Prime on Tuesday for the second leg. That one will be live on Amazon Prime Video with John Champion and Alan Shearer, as well as Gabby Logan and all the rest. And we will be here for it. By the way, John Champion was incredible last night. Jesus Christ. And unfortunately for Arsenal, the second leg at the Bernabeu is going to be in the company of Rashman Chowdhury, Joe Cole, Martin Keown, Ali McCoist, and Darren Fletcher. I would much rather John Champion, Alan Shearer, and Gabby Logan, and all the rest. Here though, PSG 2, Villa 1. Almost by Villa. That is true. Kamar's being realistic. And he does support Villa in the UCL. How about that finish from Kavici Kvaratskhelia? I would argue that the FA Cup is the Juice Cup. I know this is going to sound weird. I'm an Arsenal fan and we are the best team in the FA Cup because we've won it the most times. But I actually prefer the Carabao Cup, and I am so sorry to any Arsenal fans that are in here right now and that are offended by that. But I genuinely think the Carabao think the Carabao Cup is more important. There's just more aura about the Carabao Cup for me. Like, I take the Carabao Cup very, very seriously, and that was apparent by my attendance record for last season in the Carabao Cup. Every single home game, we only had 2 games, one of which was part of a semi-final of 2 legs, away from home. But all the home games in the Cups I attended last season. Zardi won it back. Here's Kavici, Kvaratskhelia. I agree. Liverpool were not tired. Liverpool didn't turn up. And yes, Newcastle were the better team, and Newcastle rightfully won the Carabao Cup. That's what happened. And it was a thrilling Carabao Cup final. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's a cup final. It's about who turns up. It's about who scores the goals. It's about who has the in them to go all the way. And Newcastle turned up and did the job, not Liverpool. Excuse me. Share the scraps. Share the scraps. Come on. Be fair. You put me through trauma. You knocked us out. I think that you need to let us have a go this season. We want the Carabao Cup. Sod the Champions League. I want cups. If we'd have won the Carabao Cup, if we'd have won the Carabao Cup, I would have been happy. The problem is, this competition, I can't believe it has come to a point this season for us where we are literally hanging on the hope of winning the Champions League, and that is our only trophy chance. It's not right. I'm not ready. It wasn't part of my plan. It wasn't part of my planning. It wasn't. I said, win me the Premier League before anything else. That's what I said. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, obviously, I'm going to be excited if we win the Champions League. I'll be happy. But my priority was winning the Premier League, and that's not what's going to happen, is it? You just don't understand, do you? Oh, mate, honestly. All I want is to win the Premier League. That's what I want. And if we win the Champions League this season, okay, it's going to be an incredible moment for the club. Great history, you know what I mean, and a great season ending. But where's that thing to celebrate at the Emirates? You know, where's that trophy lift? Where's that Emirates Stadium trophy lift? Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I want. And I'm not going to lie to you about it. I would happily trade right now. Because there's nothing more that I would want than to be able to sit at probably St Mary's and watch us have a trophy lift. But I'm not going to complain with the Champions League trophy. I'm just a little bit rattled and upset that this is it. It shouldn't be the case. But what, I mean, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. There's going to be some changes soon for Villa, I think. Well, I mean, hopefully not. I mean, obviously now, you know, unless Liverpool get a points deduction, you know, this is all we can win. So I want to win it, but yes, I do. Newcastle 2, Man United 0. Oh, Kvaratskhelia, it's beautiful from PSG. They've been split open, and Doué is going to drop. Hakimi, great save by Emiliano Martinez. And let's have a little check on the Super 6. I haven't checked on it all week, but I did put some predictions through. Doué could be in for the brace. Not quite. He beat the second man, and yeah. I can hear Rio Ferdinand getting excited, even though this is nowhere near as exciting as what was happening yesterday. Schedule for the weekend. I'll give you the schedule for the weekend. Here you are. Here's your schedule for the weekend, mate. There you are. That's your schedule for the weekend. Then next Wednesday we're at home versus, yes, you are, Palace. Yes, obviously I will not be watching that or paying any attention to that. I will be too busy sitting down very, very nervously on our trip to the Bernabeu. That was the schedule, mate. Then Bele. Me and Jamie Carragher are tied at the moment, by the way. Super 6 predictions are as follows. I predicted Arsenal 1, Real Madrid 0. I did predict an Arsenal win. He went 2-1 to Madrid. I get the 2 points for that. Neither of us predicted the Inter score correctly. I went 2-1 to Bayern. He went 1-1. I went for a 1-1 draw between Middlesbrough and Leeds. He went 1-0. So he got the 5 points for that. I've predicted 2-1 to PSG here. If the score stays the same, I get the correct score. He predicted 2-0. And the both of us have predicted 3-0 tonight to Barcelona. And I predicted 2-1 to Coventry City against Portsmouth. Corner, little flick there. So 28 minutes to go, and PSG right now are on a comeback win. Had to come from behind, but 2 great goals from Kavichi, Kvaratskhelia and Doué. Great goals as well. I'm not just talking about goals. PSG's 2 goals were fantastic to get themselves back into this game after a shock Villa opener. And myself being the neutral, yeah, pleased with that. And I just want Coventry now to find a way against Portsmouth. Because if they do, then I will get myself an extra £1.63. And of course, that price boosted. Remember, we're looking for PSG, Barcelona, Plymouth Argyle. Yeah, let's have a look at the other scores actually whilst we're at it on SofaScore. And I'm not too happy with the coverage here at the minute. Just reset it because it's got a bit blurry. And I'm supposed to be getting high definition coverage, and I always get that on Prime. Give me some Realltom. And I can tell you that QPR are leading right now against Oxford United. It is a 3-goal lead for Swansea against Plymouth Argyle. I got that one horribly wrong. And Barcelona have just, and when I say just, I mean literally just, scored a goal against Borussia Dortmund. It's Barcelona who are 3-0 up. Let's find out who the goal scorer was in that one. Robert Lewandowski gets his second of the night, and it is now 3-0 to Barcelona on the night against Borussia Dortmund. And I'll have my goal alerts on for the Coventry game and the Barca game. And we'll keep an eye on QPR as well, actually, see if they can keep that. Actually, no. Because Argyle are 3-0 down. There's no insurance, so no, we'll leave it. Beraldo with a shot straight at Martinez. 24. minutes to go here. Just gone 66 minutes. And it's still Paris Saint-Germain 2, Aston Villa 1. It's a good interception by Vitinha. Yeah, Villa haven't really been able to get a foothold second half. And didn't really get one either in the first, but obviously they got that goal. And we're going to have the final swig of this Coke, I think, tonight, really, now. It's going to be the last stream of the midweek. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, straight through. 2 days off and then back rolling on Saturday. You can find it notable, though, that I'll be doing YouTube shorts. Rodgers with an attempted cross. One in which didn't really lead to much progress for Villa. And it is out for a Paris Saint-Germain goal kick for Gianluigi Donnarumma. I love that name, Gianluigi. It's a great name. Gianluigi. It's a great ball by Nuno Mendes for Doué to chase, but good play by Pau Torres at the cover of it. And defended it well, no nonsense for Villa. And that's exactly what you need. And Dembele's clottered there by Kamara. And Dembele was accelerating there. Tielemans on the counter. It's Marcus Rashford with 22 to play. Marcus Rashford is dealt with and bodied by Hakimi, but fairly. Kavichi Kvaratskhelia on the counter-attack. Dembele to his right. Ousmane Dembele, lovely flick. Kavichi Kvaratskhelia. Here's Doué. And there was a little bit of a slip there from Dembele. It appeared. The ball definitely from Doué was aimed to be reaching Dembele. Just lost his footing, I think, actually. Not a slip. Lost his footing. Be the right word to say, I think, there. 20, yep, 21. I thought I got my numbers wrong then, but no, 21 to go. About 20 and a half, really, now. Considering the clock said 69:26. Kamara is fouled. Has fouled Doué. And just as the clock strikes 70, Zaire Emery is looking ready to come on here. Oh, what a ball for Hakimi. In behind, 3-1. Brilliant. Is that, yeah. Do you know what? I'm not even surprised. My brain said offside then. Yeah, that's off to me. Yeah, looks offside to me. Good finish over Hakimi. Through the legs of Martinez. Great finish. But yeah, I thought offside within an instant, and I was right. So we're going to see Desiree Dua come off. So we're going to see Fabian Ruiz and Doué go off. It's Bradley Barcola and Zaya Emery on to replace those two. And it is now, I believe, 2 subs apiece that have been used, and I can confirm that now. Rashford was looking like he was going to break then. And McGinn, great play, steps in and intercepted well. Morgan Rogers with a chance straight out. Luigi Donnarumma. Oh, lovely. Slipped through the lines beautifully. Bradley Barcola straight across the face and straight into Martinez's gloves. Might have deflected as well off the foot of Konsu. Just jabbed the leg down. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter anyway. Lucadinha looking to slip it down the left-hand side for Rashford. And Marcus Rashford has got the run of Dini if he needs it. And Tielemans, they're going to try and work their way around the edge of the box. Kamara, yeah, he went over too easy there for sure. And Kamara's continued his run, got back up. Hard Villa to get through. And that shows there. Good cover by Pacho and Kamara. Still looking like a back 5 mainly for Villa, isn't it? It's just, yeah, it's looking like, I mean, they've put it out as a 4-2-3-1, but for me it looks more like a 3-5-2 going into 5-3-2 sometimes. Because it looks like it's either a back 5 or a back 3. I've not really seen a back 4 in play tonight, Villa. It might be Dini pushing up, you know. That might be what's going on there with that. Because, yeah, I'm seeing back 3s and back 5s. So technically speaking, because I'm seeing back 3s and back 5s, Villa technically aren't holding a good shape because they're not playing the formation that they put out. Because I'm sorry, but you can't have a 4-2-3-1 and play a back 3 or a back 5. It doesn't work like that. Kvaratskhelia yet again shooting, winning a corner there. Comes off the backside of Pau Torres. Short corner routine. Oh my God, it's 4-0 to Barcelona. It is ridiculous for Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund, and it really is just slappage now at that point. Unbelievable for Barcelona. And they're probably through as well. They've got to go to Dortmund in the next leg. Dortmund, though, looks to be out of the Champions League, and that is for sure. The runners-up are 4-0 down. Lamine Yamal still got 30 minutes to go. Could be more. You never know. Barcelona 4, Borussia Dortmund 0. Absolute battering for Dortmund in Barcelona. Vitinha. Oh, great run back of Kvaratskhelia. Was he fouled? No, I don't think he was. He went over, but it looks to me as though it was just a bit of body contact and a slip. I don't think that's intentional from Pau Torres, no. For me, no infringement, play on. And here comes the counter. Digne plays it onto Rashford, and his touch is heavy, and he's given the ball away to Zaire Emery. He's going to play it out wide left to Bradley Barcola. And now it's Vitinha. And Vitinha again. And it's great movement from Barcola. Pulls it back, but not quite perfect enough. Good positioning from Tielemans to intercept defensively. Given away by Kamara. Bradley Barcola to the byline. Crosses it back to the edge of the box. Picked up by Kvaratskhelia. And still, PSG have the ball. Vitinha has played it forward. It will reach Hakimi, will it? Maybe not. But it's going to go for a corner off John McGinn, who got the last touch. 12 minutes to go. Kvaratskhelia. Vitinha's shot goes through a crowd and dragged wide. Then, did it come off Tielemans' knee? I don't. There. Let's have a look. No. It looks close, but it doesn't touch the knee. And it's going to be a triple change. All 5 subs now gone for Villa. John McGinn, Marcus Rashford and Yuri Tielemans, who just took that shot, all going off. And the 3 changes for Villa. The players coming on are going to be Amadou Onana, Ollie Watkins, who should have really started. Ollie Watkins, I'm not even going to lie about that. Rashford's not been great. And Ian Martin will also come off Villa. So that's Amadou Onana, Ollie Watkins, Amadou Onana, Ollie Watkins. Yeah. And Martin, that was it. Yeah, Rashford should have started. He's had a poor game, Rashford. That's for me anyway. That's my perspective. I don't know what you guys think, but I think Rashford had a poor. Can't speak now. I think Rashford had a poor game. Amadou Onana. Those stats. I mean, wow. Just wow. Amadou Onana, and it's Asensio who's dragged it wide. Score shooting opportunity, Marco Asensio. Corner. There's been a lot of short corners tonight, and I've not complained too much really. Dina, it's a good ball in. It's on top of Anana. And they do clear their lines, PSG. And I tell you what, I thought Martinez was asleep then, and they were going to be through PSG. Just for a split second, I was thinking, oh my God. Break of the season, that, if Martinez is a metre back or so further back. But no, he was sweeper keeper. Oh, so close to being perfect. And Dizazi, signed from Chelsea, with that interception. Here's Nuno Mendes, though. No. Goes over. No. For me, simulates that. Not having it. And he's nowhere near the ball as well when it happens. So no, definitely not for me like that. Kvaratskhelia picked off by Anana. Instantly won back though by PSG. Had another great performance. Real domination. And this is how you progress in competitions. This is how you beat teams like Liverpool. But that man signed in January, Kvaratskhelia, has been a game changer. He's amazing to watch. I won't lie about that. Bradley Barcola. So Ousmane Dembele. Kvaratskhelia. Last 6 minutes here. Vitinha. Kvaratskhelia. Vitinha out wide to Dembele and into Hakimi. Hakimi making the run infield. Kvaratskhelia. Zaya Emery. Bradley Barcola. Realltom. Now Vitinha. Ousmane Dembele to Kvaratskhelia. And he's played it into Vitinha, who couldn't really get a shot away. Too many Villa bodies in front of him. They're constantly going back and forth, though, here. PSG. Nuno Mendes trying to get around Dizazi. And Vitinha's going to clip one in, and it's too high, and in my opinion, too wide to the right. Needs to be a little bit more central for João Neves, who was in the box, tussling with Martin, trying to get head onto that. Well, considering they've only used 2 subs throughout the entire game in PSG, the energy levels are still high. It's been a great performance, consistent in what they plan to do. The game plan of PSG on a regular has been executed in my eyes, just to dominate, and press. It's working. PSG have played the PSG way. Well, definitely the way under Luis Enrique anyway. Three and a half minutes of normal time will remain. So throwing to Villa here. Lucadinha is going to take it, and by the way he's stepping back, you are presuming that he's going to do a long throw-in. He is, and it's not quite as long as you would want. And Anana gets a flick on. It goes into the side netting though. Pacho, long ball is a really good one for Bradley Barcola, and he will get there. It's a, oh, what a cutback. And there's an open goal pretty much, but a big block in there by Pau Torres. And for the last 2 minutes, it's just going to be PSG pressure, I think, again, really. Rodgers closed down by Kvaratskhelia. Not Kvaratskhelia, he was the one who kept it in. And 90 remain of the 90. AKA 90 seconds left. Via Emery to Vitinha. Hakimi, yeah, I think Villa, from their perspective, need to keep it 2-1 now because they're still pressing at a high tempo and wanting to score more PSG, and you can tell there is a free kick here. Yeah, Martinez, they're not going to like him taking his time because I was told that he brought out his Argentina winning cap or something like that, I think, for the World Cup. Rodgers had a shot. We've got 3 additional minutes, by the way. Only 3. It's a bit of a surprise, that, isn't it? And Belly, oh, lovely ball. And, oh, the goalkeeper sat down. 3-1. And what was looking like a good result for Villa has just turned into a big mountain to climb now. Nuno Mendes, really clever, sits down Martinez and thrashed it into the back of the net. Brilliant. From Nuno Mendes. Really classy. Really, really classy. From Nuno Mendes there. And for me, is this too much for Villa? I would think so. To be honest, I would think so because they're going to have to win 2-0 on the night on Tuesday. Well, could there be any more? Bradley Barcola. This looks really dangerous. Zaire Emery has just lashed one. Rafulta, oh my God, Coventry City, you beauty. They've won. But for PSG, they've created a real messy mountain for Villa to climb now. Villa were thinking, okay, we've got a 2-1 here. 1 goal deficit going at Villa Park, but no. Next Tuesday with Gabby Logan and all the rest, including John Champion, Alan Shearer, on Prime at Villa Park, and all the Villa legends. PSG will make their visit, and let me tell you, it's now an even bigger mountain to climb by aggregate, because the final score here is PSG 3, Aston Villa 1. And Barcelona have beaten Real Madrid. Sorry, not Real Madrid. Barcelona have beaten Borussia Dortmund by 4-0. A thumping victory, has to be said, for Barca, really. And they almost look home and dry and most certainly through. But yesterday, obviously Inter Milan beating Bayern away from home, and the Arsenal. What a fucking win against Real Madrid. I haven't forgotten an amazingly special night. Well, folks, that is it from me. That is the final hurrah of this midweek on Realltom Football. And I know what you're all thinking. Where's the Thursday, Friday content? You normally have a Friday. Yeah, well, this week I'm taking the 2 days off. You know what I mean? We've got Monday Night Football again next week. Exactly the same rolling order. And then Champions League, and then Thursday, Friday off, back on Friday. That's the way we're doing it. But final score here at the Parc des Princes, PSG 3, Aston Villa 1. And folks, that leaves me to say one thing. We'll see you all for the weekend, which includes Premier League action. Arsenal take on Brentford at 5:30 on Saturday. The 12:30 game is Man City against Crystal Palace. 3 o'clock game is of choice and to be confirmed. But until Saturday, it is bye-bye from me. Have a good night and see you on Saturday for your weekend action in the Premier League.